What do you guys think about Premier League officiating?
Hiki tunaenda social media?
Of course, social media platforms zetu wanatuona.
Howard Webb.
Anthony Taylor.
Howard Webb. Najua ndio chairman.
Yeah, talk to Howard Webb directly.
I'll try to be as candid and as direct as possible, Mr. Howard Webb. A letter to you, a plea to you from the fans. Please have some consistency. You can't be telling us that this is applying differently from this. Question to you. I know you're a Manchester United fan. Was Bruno's tackle dangerous?
No, it wasn't dangerous.
Chia tu hapo. Question to you, Arsenal fan. Was Bruno's tackle dangerous?
Yes, it was dangerous.
Why do you believe it was dangerous?
Because of the height of the tackle. But looking at it from all perspectives, if I was the referee, I wouldn't award a red card. It's not a red card offense to me. I know people might argue the way they want.
Crazy
what
thing,
are we talking about?
Manchester United. Now go Chris Kavanagh, cover whatever your name is. I mean, this is the same referee. Inconsistent. Mike Oliver. In fact, hata English refs wote. Sijui mbona naanza
Anthony Taylor.
Wote bana.
John Brooks. Hata kama ilikuwa red card offense, but the consistency should be there. Inafaa akipewa red card, the next game pia mtu anafanya the same thing anapewa red card. Si ati mnakuja na argument. And I hate Howard Webb because he always finds a reason to defend everything yenye referees every decision zenye referees wamemake.
I got you guys, I got you. Let me colonize. I got you.
Tumerudi.
I got you. Don't worry. The reason I'm wearing a turban right now, na turban because Manchester United ni haram football tu inaendelea pale.
Tumerudi. Niko na Seda. Niko na S.
You relax.
But asanteni sana kwa kutune into show. Leo tunataka kuongelea vitu basics.
Nimekataa kucolonize hiyo pesa hapa na mimi sitoki kwa mrema yangu bwana.
Hii ni mrima bwana. Yes, tunataka kuongelea basics by the way. Kuna kitu imekuwa ikifanyika na mimi imekuwa ikinikera sana over tangu ligi ianze or even the past season or the past 2 seasons, like you can literally point it out. Imekuwa ikifanyika kwa Premier League for quite some time. Na imeanza kukua worse, it's even worse this season. Officiating. Officiating. Na up to this moment, najua maybe before yesterday, before Manchester United versus Tottenham, hakuna maybe mtu wa Manchester angesema officiating ni mbaya vile. But najua after yesterday kunaweza kuanza kuwa na hizo complaints. What do you guys think about Premier League officiating?
Okay,
Premier League ni ile club yenye walisema hawataleta automatic semi-automated offside whatever because they do not believe in it. Ni hiyo club, ni hiyo PG Malls, ni the same bunch of guys.
Yes.
Hiki tunaenda social media?
Of course, social media platforms zetu wanatuona.
Howard Webb.
Anthony Taylor.
Howard Webb. Najua ndio chairman.
Yeah, talk to Howard Webb directly.
Okay. I'll try to be as candid and as direct as possible, Mr. Howard Webb. A letter to you, a plea to you from the fans. Please have some consistency. You can't be telling us that this is applying differently from this. You remember when the handballs zilikuja?
Yeah.
When they started, walianza sasa kuweka roiko kwa handballs wakisema ati ukianguka hivi hiyo si handball, ball to hand kwa penalty box. Why is it that it's applying kwa handball kwa penalty box?
Na kama ni outside the box inakuwa ni foul.
Na kama ni outside kwa box. Question to you. I know you're a Manchester United fan.
Yes.
Was Bruno's tackle dangerous?
No, it wasn't dangerous.
Achia tu hapo. Question to you, Arsenal fan. Was Bruno's tackle dangerous?
Yes, it was dangerous.
Why do you believe it was dangerous?
I believe it was dangerous because of the height of the tackle. But looking at it from all perspectives, if I was the referee, I wouldn't award a red card. It's not a red card offense to me. I know people might argue the way they want. But I've seen worse tackles than those ones that have gone unpunished.
Mateo Kovacic
versus Declan Rice.
Which one was more malicious?
Don't even go far.
Bruno, ngoja, lazima tuiongelee tu. Mateo Kovacic, Declan Rice. Bruno Fernandes on James Maddison. Which one was dangerous?
Umeenda mbali. Watu watasema hiyo maybe lost the last season as they applied this season. Just relax. Nataka kukuleta karibu. On Saturday, Newcastle versus Manchester City. Kovacic, the same thing. Kovacic had the same tackle on whose ankle was it? Was it Tonali? Yes.
Yeah,
he was yellow carded. His tackle was equally dangerous to that one he had on Declan Rice versus Arsenal. Jack Grealish elbowed Tonali again. he went unpunished, and VAR checked and flagged it as nothing.
Now the crazy thing,
The consistency
crazy
is what
thing,
I've been talking about.
Manchester United, na huyo Chris Kavanagh, whatever your name is.
You're forgetting this is the same Chris Kavanagh that gave Declan Rice a red card the other day versus Brighton.
Wacha nisiongee hiyo maneno because mimi nilikuwa na celebrate pale, nilikuwa correct. Score yangu ilikuwa inaingia sambamba. Lakini anyway.
Revolution eats its own children.
Anyway, this is the same manager. I mean, this is the same referee. Yeye Mike Oliver. In fact, hata ni English refs wote. Sijui mbona naanza
Anthony Taylor.
Wote bana.
John Brooks.
Buda, si mtupe kazi. Cheki, listen. Huko Nairobi kuna watu wanataka kazi. Tupe kazi ya kukua marefs bana. Because, listen. Some of these calls you're making zinakuanga outrageous. You overcomplicate. Unajua kuna ile kitu ya too many cooks spoil the broth.
Yeah, sure.
Mna overcomplicate vitu. Ukipika kitu sana inaharibika. Unapika hivi ati sasa ati VR alienda wakaangalia Bruno wakasema we agree with the on-field decision. A direct red card. Msi ame-slide, unaona hadi kwa TV ame-slide. Alikuwa in contact.
Yes, okay, sliding. I don't have a problem with him sliding because unaweza hata slide na uvunje mtu. I've seen Marcelo recently alivunja mtu ile alienda kufanya whatever it is. Inaitwa aje? There's that style Marcelo alienda kufanya huko kwa ligi yao, but alislide vibaya ka step on mtu akavunjika. He was red carded and he was even crying because alikuwa amevunja mtu. I don't have a problem with him sliding. And there's a slide na bado make dangerous tackle ama the intention of the tackle. My only problem is have seen more dangerous tackles than what Bruno did. Watu wakienda scot free. You get the point?
Yeah.
Hata kama ilikuwa red card offense, but the consistency should be there. Inafa akipewa red card, the next game pia mtu anafanya the same thing anapewa red card. Si ati mnakuja na argument. And I hate Howard Webb because he always finds a reason to defend everything yenye referees every decision zenye referees wame make.
Tulisema kitu moja Howard Webb.
Referees
wa
press conference.
Mimi nikiona tena akifanya press conference hapo na kina Jamie Carragher and whoever. Nataka kuona Chris Kavanagh amemaliza game ameenda pale ku explain his call. Ameenda pale kusema yes, this is why I called it like this na hivi na hivi na hivi na hivi. Hii mambo ya kungoja hapa Damon Gallagher ati refu atakuja anza kuwatetea hapa kuwa put the halo back on their heads. That doesn't work. That won't work. That won't fly. How long do you think it will take until the clubs are fed up with some of these decisions? How long do you think? It's about time the Premier League fixes everything they're doing currently. It's about time they start acting like a big league because number one, inconsistency. Number two, you have the money to get and acquire and implement the technology.
Yes.
You have the money because hakuna league ina generate revenue kama
how help me understand something, you guys. Help me understand something. At the end of last season, the Premier League announced that this season there will be semi-automated offside technology. When this season started, they said they are not yet ready, and the law they will bring the semi-automated offside technology after the September. And like 2 days ago, they now said they will bring it in 2025, and the reason they gave to why they will bring it in 2025 is that they,
and I quote, can I quote it?
Please go ahead.
They are not yet confident
that
the technology is reliable and won't use it until it is.
Now let me ask you something. Semi-automated offside technology. This is something that has perfectly worked.
It was introduced in 2022.
Yes, introduced in 2022.
That is 2 years ago.
That it means that it's something that has been tested
and it has worked.
And so has been approved that it can actually work because it worked in the World Cup. It is working in La Liga. It is working in Serie A. It is working in the UEFA Champions League, the Europe's elite league.
Let me tell you something about the English referees. If it is not suiting the agenda, they will not introduce it. Do you know why goal line technology was introduced?
Yes, I do.
Why?
Because England suffered a goal line clearance in the 2010 World Cup.
They were denied a goal.
Yeah, they were denied a goal in the 2010 World Cup
because of goal line technology.
Hiyo
saa walikuwa na agenda na walikuwa very serious, walikuwa eka mustari pale na makamera zapo. Eka goal line technology. Sahi because offside unajua wanataka kupikia Pep Guardiola
bado kwa World Cup final.
Hiyo iwasumbui. Hiyo unajua Pep Guardiola pale na wale na 135 charges zao. Sasa nasikianga zinaongezeka by the day.
Inaongezeka by the day. Na pia naweza sema on the referee side, that's why we find have you ever realized that in these tournaments like World Cup, even the UEFA, English referees are not even hawaitwi wengi.
And if they are, and wakiitwa
utaita hawa watu na juzi Mike Oliver alikuwa sijui pale Saudi Arabia.
And again wakiitwa, hata wakiitwa kuna stages za hizi go past. Huwezi pata English referee na ref semi final ya UEFA Champions League. Very rare. It's so hard again to even find an English referee officiating a Champions League final, a Euros final, a World Cup final, whether they are playing or not. I think the last English referee to officiate a major final was Howard Webb in 2010 World Cup, right? After that, we've not seen them again, and it tells you the inconsistency, because you cannot tell me even big Champions League semi-finals they cannot officiate those matches. But again, yesterday I was over the weekend I was watching Atletico Madrid, the Madrid derby, Atletico versus Real Madrid. And I wanted to focus on the officiating as well. And this is a big derby. This is not a small derby. This is war.
Arguably top 5 in the world.
Yes, arguably top 5 in the world. This is war. This is not just some average derbies in the world.
Two top teams.
Yeah. So I tried to focus on the officiating and the physicality in the game. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. I would see players kicking the ball away after a foul and referee just talks, like referee focus on
that is something else I wanted to point on. I'm sorry for interjecting.
Yes.
But I believe the Premier League are giving the referees too much power.
Yeah. Exactly. I agree with you. True. So yesterday when I was watching, there was a time Llorente, Atletico Madrid, he kicked the ball away, referee was doing nothing. There's a time I think even Vinicius kicked the ball away. And I was like, this is a high tension game.
Emotions are high.
Yeah. We've been running throughout. Allow some things to just pass.
They're not going to ruin the game because of some stupid.
If you look at the fouls that were being called in that game, the referee was allowing things to
pass. Like if you look at the Modric yellow card,
yes,
that it makes sense. You're like
exactly. Yeah. So it means like the referees in the Premier League, they're taking football as if it's basketball, where you are not supposed to touch an opponent. The other side stays on that side. And and this side stays on this side, so we don't touch each other, because a small body check, it's a foul, yellow card. You just kick the ball slightly away, like the tempers are high. Allow some things to go. So I was like, okay, now what really attracted my attention is when you see these England referees officiating even Champions League group stage matches. They use the laws of the Champions League. Even if you kick the ball away, they don't card you. Is it that common sense? Why don't you apply these things in your life?
And that's what I'm talking about. Like every time you're hearing some officiating nonsense, the commentators try to give you some context. And you hear commentators say things like, we are aware that the Premier League referees had a meeting, PG Mall had a meeting, and they were told to treat dissent harshly. Things like that. And the moment they were told to treat dissent harshly and things like that, you now wonder, where is the game going? What is this woke nonsense?
At some point
what is this woke nonsense? You get me? We get to a point whereby things that belong in the game are now treated and being excommunicated. They're not being treated as taboos. I expect some shithousery in the game.
Of course.
I expect some pushing and shoving.
And that is what makes the game beautiful.
That exactly. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yes.
We expect everything. Now, this referee is coming here and every small thing, and I don't know why, but they always have an agenda. Every call seems to have an agenda, because somebody always benefits at the end of it.
Exactly.
Because you see, even the first disappointment was Arsenal versus Brighton. There's this Joe Pedro. When I think he was offside, I don't remember the what occurred.
The ball had gone out for throwing, then he kicked the ball out here.
Then he kicks the ball. Then the captain asked Odegaard, even you can't issue a yellow card, but the referee snubbed. But Declan Rice just pushes the ball. He comes out with a red card. I was surprised, because that was the correct one. For Joe Pedro, he deserved a yellow because he kicked it with a lot of anger. But for Declan Rice, he just pushed it.
And again, even
And
that
see-
card, I agree, Declan Rice should have been sent off.
Yeah.
But if you look at all the dimensions of that ball, even the Veltman wouldn't have taken that foul immediately the way he
Yeah.
wanted to. Why? Because the ball was rolling. What
Yeah,
does the
that's
law say?
true.
You cannot take a free kick when the ball is rolling. So, was it a deserved red card? Really? Was it a deserved second booking? Because if the ball was rolling, it means referee was supposed to call it. But
Against
Listen,
Trossard. Against Man City.
some of the guys who will be watching this will be like, oh, you guys have an agenda because your teams are not winning this and that, this and that. And that's fine. That's okay. But if you think you're lying, just go watch a Manchester City game and look at their officiating. Go watch a Manchester United game and look at their officiating. If you hate
game.
Arsenal too. Go look at a Manchester City and Liverpool game. For some reason, those guys get away with calls and
the other day, Liverpool versus was it Nottingham Forest? The game they lost.
1-0.
Szoboszlai. Apparently,
yeah.
he was on a yellow card.
Mhm.
He was on a yellow card.
Mhm.
The referee blows the whistle close to him that he has committed a foul.
Mhm.
But he
Do you know what he does?
Yeah.
He continues. Then he kicks the ball like he's crossing.
Mm.
The referee just calls for a foul and the ball continues. And there is no an explanation after the game. If that is a Manchester United player doing that, he's getting sent off. If that's an Arsenal player, he will be sent off. If that's a Manchester City player, no disrespect, no agenda against Manchester City, but he's not getting a yellow card. Why am I saying this? Because Doku versus Arsenal actually kicks the ball away in the first
I
half,
remember that.
and he doesn't get booked for it. Their argument is that he has kicked the ball away to where the foul was taken. But there are clips showing that the ball has gone further from where the free kick was supposed to be taken and where Declan Rice actually takes the free kick.
I have a way to solve officiating. Stop calling subjective calls. That's it. The referee avoids subjective calls at all costs. Subjective calls are opinion-based calls. Calls where you think, I think he's on the wrong here. Don't call it. If you're not sure, leave it alone. Don't call opinion-based calls. The clear and cut ones, call them out. Let the play roll. Let the game move on as it's supposed to move on. Let the tempos of the game go high. This is the Premier League. Can you imagine how many guys are tuning in towards such nonsense? A red card. Just can you imagine game ya United jana na Spurs? Hiyo red card ya Bruno tulikuwa tunajua tu ametumia sasa. You expecting game irudi hata second half na kitu kaa hiyo.
Different plans.
And then kitu kaa hizo zinaharibu game because number one, Bruno is actually the best player pale Man United. So ukianza kutoa player kaa huyo, agenda ilikuwa gani? Nataka tena agafutwe.
No, it's like when I went to watch Man City versus Arsenal, I was actually backing City. But when the red card came, I was so pissed off. I said,
Yeah.
now you see now, let Arsenal win this game.
Hiyo red card ilikuwa like na I know ulikuwa unasema I understand red card, lakini pia mimi nilikuwa like soft, very soft.
It was soft, but people say ati ilikuwa because after Trossard hand he still dribbled kidogo with the ball. So it was like a discipline.
Premier League referees wewe nyinyi. Premier League refs.
I think that's it from us today about Premier League officiating. As you can all see, it's not agenda against some teams. We are just saying it's a consensus that the Premier League officiating is actually
poor.
Very poor, and it should be worked on. I think going forward, Howard Webb and his team need to do a better job. As you just said, Mike Oliver walikuwa ameenda huko
kupewa shamba
huko Saudi Arabia huko. And these are things that tunaziona, like you can literally see how these people are officiating these matches. It's like they don't care at all. They have their own personal agendas. Officiating is in shambles. So I think
it's
that
a
needs
disgrace.
to be worked on.
It's a disgrace.
It's total
disgrace.
Yeah, thank you from mine. I was with my friend here, Seda, S, and myself, Escoino Jr. Thank you guys. Until next time, see you. This is Big Sports Africa.
Hold. Didier Drogba in 2009 against what team?
Barcelona.
It's a disgrace.
It's a disgrace. That's 2009. Stamford Bridge.